Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Stream Squad. In today's show, we're going to talk to you about Amazon Live launching just this week and maybe what's coming down the road with that. Also, we're going to talk to you about all these different movies that are being made on iPhone, but they're ended up on Netflix. Then later on, we're going to talk about how you can use shortcuts to really level up your live video, the iOS application shortcuts that is. And then I'm going to take this here iOgrapher case, which is just awesome, and I'm going to deck it out. I'm going to put everything all over it. All that and more coming up on this week's episode of Hashtag Stream Squad. Stick around for all that right after this.
So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Stream Squad, where each week we help you level up your live video. If it's your first time tuning in, I'm Angela.
I'm Jimmy.
Let me do a combined shot, and I'm Dan.
Yay!
So what are we doing today?
We're doing good. How's your day going?
Great. It's been pretty hectic so far.
Yeah, we've been hustling. This is it's all coming together right now. You're watching. This is live.
Yeah. So again, we are live every week on our Facebook channel at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So definitely make sure to have those notifications turned on so that way you can always be up to date for that video. Again, that's at 2 p.m. Eastern. And if you guys are watching right now, leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We always like to know where our influence has spread each week on the show. And also be sure to share this out on your timeline or on, your business page. That way even more people can watch Stream Squad along with you.
Indeed. And right now what we're going to do is what we do every week. We're going to get right into it with this week's news flash. For those of you who watch our show every week, you're not crazy. We renamed this segment. It used to be called Industry News. Now it's called News Flash. In fact, we even updated the video. That's how diligent we were about completely removing any evidence of this ever being called something else. But anyhow, let's get into it. So in this week's News Flash, I'm going to talk about Amazon Live. If you go to amazon.com/live right now, you're going to see the newest rollout from Amazon, the online retailer. They're now offering the ability to sell items online. What you're going to see is people talking, different hosts, talking about items and demonstrating them and doing whatnot. And then right below those items, you're going to see a carousel with direct links to those items so you can look up details about them and even start making a purchase with them. So it's no surprise that Amazon's going to be looking at different types of ways to try to sell more stuff through their platform. Now we're seeing that live video is available. For anybody in the United States who is a seller or has a registered brand with Amazon, people with that category have access to this using the new Amazon Live Creator application. If you go to the Apple App Store, you can download this application for free. Just search for Amazon Live Creator. When I downloaded it, Dan will show you the picture now, pretty much what I saw. And it's that I'm not eligible to use this. The seller accounts with Amazon are about $40 a month in the United States, so that's something that is required for you to have. This is kind of a zoomed in view of those two different things, but there's the Amazon Live application you get on your phone. I do not think this is available in the Google Play Store, so it is an iOS only application at this point in time. What's great about this is we actually got some sort of inside look at what the application looks like from one of our partners, friends of ours, who showed us that you can go live directly from a phone, or you can go live using a custom RTMP destination information. That means this is going to work just fine with Switcher Studio. I mean, ultimately, that's what we're looking at. Look at down the road here for maybe an integration with Amazon Live. This is only available in the US right now, so it's not rolled out internationally, but I think this is going to be a great, cool new feature to help people sell more products. Because right now, you've got Facebook for that, and I think you can add products to your posts, but this is a really cool way for Amazon to kind of integrate live streaming into what they're doing. We'll see how this develops over time.
Yeah, for sure. So the other piece of news we have today in News Flash is about iOS video and smartphone video in general. So as you guys know, Netflix has a lot of different movies and shows rolling out all the time. There's nothing new about that. But what is interesting is a movie called High Flying Bird. that came out on Netflix last week. So this movie was filmed solely with an iPhone 8. So no fancy movie cameras, nothing like that, just an iPhone 8 to make this movie, and it looks great. So this isn't the first time something like this has happened. One of the winners of the 2015 Sundance Film Festival, Tangerine, was one of the first movies to be filmed with a smartphone. They used an iPhone 5S to film it. Also, the creator of High Flying Bird released a psychological thriller last year called Unsure, and that was filmed with an iPhone 7 Plus. So the creator actually did an interview on the Bill Simmons podcast. He noted what a lot of people are saying nowadays about smartphone video, with the quality of the phones increasing so much over time that you're able to use those and still get a result that looks great on a big screen. And that's what's important for videos, to be able to put it on a big movie screen and have it look great. Of course, you know, smartphones are a lot cheaper than traditional film cameras, so it's a lot easier for creators to get those and be able to fund their movies, especially indie filmmakers, to be able to fund a movie and not have to finance that big film camera. And one thing the creator of High Flying Bird also noted is that even though he is used to using traditional film as well, it was a lot quicker to produce that video and the movie and to shoot the movie with a smartphone versus using that traditional film. So that allowed him to actually give more money to the actors and keep his overall budget down. So if you guys haven't already, I definitely recommend checking out High Flying Bird. Of course, other iPhone movies like Unsure and Tangerine, definitely check those out as well. It's incredible to see what can be done with smartphone cameras at this point. And especially with, you know, there already being rumblings from Apple and Samsung on what the next models are going to be. It's going to be interesting to see how many more television shows and movies are going to be starting to be produced with smartphones versus traditional film.
Of course, there's Meet Lucille as well.
Yes.
The live movie that was created. It's called a short film, really. But first live movie created with Switcher Studio. But yeah, like phones, you can do plenty with phones. I just like.
I think that's the big takeaway here, is that these devices are just getting better and better.
Yeah.
I've said it numerous times on the show. I think the thing I use my device here for the least is to make phone calls now.
What's a phone call?
What?
Right? So, I mean, it just, feature-length films, you can't really tell the difference. They look great.
Mm-hmm. The only people who call me are like robocalls and like spammers. So yeah, exactly. All right, well that's awesome. Yeah, if we missed something in the news, if there's something else that happened this week that maybe we should be covering, or other things you'd like us to be covering, please leave that in the comment section. Let us know about what you would like to see for next time. We're definitely here watching the comments, so if you want to say hey, let us know where you're watching, please do that as well.
I can tell you some of those people in here.
Dan's going to do a shout out. Time for a little roll call.
Andy, Stephanie in here. Stephanie told us where she was watching from. Stephanie Lou, who I think we've shown her on this before.
What's up?
So
cool. You make great content. Stephanie, please stick around.
Joey's here from California. Mike, Texas, right? Is that what it is?
Mike Swaim, is that who it is?
Texas? Yeah, I think. Stephani's in San Diego. So
yeah, we love having returning
Chicago
viewers.
here.
That's great. Glad to have everybody
Denmark.
back.
We have a special guest watching from the UK in Euan Smith, who's going to be
Euan Smith, he will be featured later today, so stick around for that. Euan watching right now.
Making awesome content, teaching people how to create music, so I loved it.
Indeed.
Love seeing that stuff. So yeah, Brandon I see in here saying happy birthday. Thanks, We Stream and Brandon. Yeah, they're from Toronto, right? Canada, so
right.
All over.
Happy birthday to Dan, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Everyone
please.
wish Dan a
Yeah,
leave birthday today.
Everybody get in the comments, say happy birthday to
man.
Dan. It's Dan's birthday. He didn't want anybody to know, but actually, absolutely say happy birthday to Dan. Also, this will boost our engagement on this video if we get more people saying happy birthday to Dan. So clearly, I have ulterior motives.
Yeah, so that's kind of our bit there. Stephanie mentioned here, what about the LinkedIn stuff? Can't disclose too much right now other than the article, so you can find that if you'd like to learn more for right now, but definitely more information coming on that in the future. You see other people, Portland all over, so yeah. Awesome.
Dan, you were talking about your phone earlier and things that you use it for.
Yeah, and you guys might have seen, like, I mean, obviously we teased it before, and you might have also seen it. It's been a crazy day for me. I had the wrong lower third down there for half of that Amazon stuff. We're showing how to do shortcut. I've got the lower third for shortcuts. So
all right, well,
let's not cut to the chase. Let's
preview.
get right into our
That's what we're
going to
be doing. I think what's great about this, Dan, is Dan's got his phone. He's going to demonstrate live from his phone how to build some different shortcuts. I don't want to steal all of the thunder, but I think it's really great if you haven't looked into this already. Go ahead and start downloading the Shortcuts app for iPhone. Dan, you take it away. This is awesome.
Yeah, I plan to do again, I was planning on doing a nice little video here, like a pre-recorded bit, but didn't have the time, so, we're going to do it live, right?
Do it live.
So let me set up this multi-view so I have my camera in there as well. Yeah, awesome. All right, so we can see that here. We want to talk today about some Apple shortcuts. So this is something that came up in our user group, which I'll get into all about that user group here. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But I've got the Shortcuts app down here, and someone came up with the idea of, hey, you can set this up for Switcher Studio really easily. And I thought that got me thinking, well, first I'll show you that one that we do, and it got me thinking, hey, we can set this up for some other scenarios too, to the point where you can just be like, hey Siri, do something, like open the low light video, and it's going to do that. So in here, I've got two set up right now. So let me do the settings here on the remote cam for Switcher. So if I was to open up the shortcut, or since I have the Siri set up for it, if I was to just say, hey Siri, open remote camera for Switcher, what it's going to do is all these things here. So it's going to set the brightness to low. That helps with the battery life, preserving the battery life, and it makes it less intrusive for other people. It'll put my phone in do not disturb mode, which means that if I get phone calls or something, it's not going to go through and mess up that remote camera, and then it's going to open the app Switcher. So after that, you're completely ready to go launch it into Switcher, or start using it as a remote camera. So that's a very Switcher-specific example. We like to keep this segment open for anybody doing stuff, so that's why I've got this idea for low-light video. Where same thing, we'll come in here and let's set this up. So again, maybe I want to brightness, so I'll search brightness, and we'll set brightness, and I can choose how bright I want it. Well, if you're in the dark, you don't want to blind yourself with your video, so we'll drop the brightness down much like the other one. So that's the first thing it's going to do. Next thing we'll want to do is video, right? Take video, here we go. And I have the option if I want to do the front or back camera, what quality, so we'll do high. We'll do on tap for this, so we'll do the back camera, which, by the way, we've talked about it before on the show. What's the front or back camera? The back camera is apparently the one facing away from you, and the front camera is facing towards you. At least that's what
there you go.
It is here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have that, and then the next thing maybe you want to do is we'll do flashlight. Set flashlight, and we can set it to on, and that's going to turn the flashlight on, and now we can brighten up our shot and make it seem a little bit better. So yeah, we've got all those things set up. I can come in here. This is in the upper right below done. I can come in here, I can change the name, choose an icon for it if I wanted to put it in a widget or something. Where's the Siri options? I'm trying to remember where that is.
I think the Siri options, you have to go into your phone settings and add it as one of the Hey Siri.
Oh, there it is,
things.
Siri suggestions maybe? No, that's not it.
Yeah, I think to turn those on by Siri voice activation, you have to go into your settings. But after you've created it, you can go from there and add it later on and just say, hey Siri. But otherwise, you can just tap on these shortcuts and they just launch automatically. Once you're done building it, you just say tap and your phone will start doing the action that is set up in there. I think if you just hit done now, and then from the main screen, you tap on one of those, your phone will go through the motions of doing all those things.
Yeah,
basically.
So I'll go ahead and tap on the low light, and as you can see, I've got my flashes on. We're doing some recording.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You got it not vertical at the moment, but
oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, got to go that way with it. Yeah, but his screen is super dim right now. You can't really see that, but we can. His screen is really dim, and he's got video up ready for recording. So that's really awesome. I think the great one too for live shoot mode is you can tell it, or did you call it low light? I've got one on mine called shoot mode, and it turns the light down. It puts my phone in do not disturb, and then it launches Switcher Studio. So it's kind of like a quick way of just ensuring that, hey, I've got do not disturb mode on. My phone's got like a good like screen setting and switcher's open. So yeah, the shortcuts option is great. It's really cool. There's a bunch of really other cool ones too. Like there's a really weird one called it's like called police, and you could say, hey Siri, I'm getting pulled over, and it will message one of your friends and it'll start recording a video on your phone. So it's just kind of crazy all the different things that shortcuts and Siri shortcuts can do for you. So definitely worth looking into, especially if you're doing live video a lot.
Yeah, and you know, of course, if you're doing live video a lot, whether it's with Switcher Studio or in general, or even just video production in general, we always recommend you check out our blog. We've got a lot of tips and tricks just like this with the shortcuts on the blog to help you guys out for making better live video. To see that, just go to switcherstudio.com/blog. You'll have new things to read every week on there. And the cool thing is there's a little option that says subscribe. If you enter your email address, you're going to get an email each time there's a new article. So no spam, nothing else coming through, just a nice little email every time there's a new blog piece, so that way you get the latest tips and tricks from us here at Switcher Studio.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I guess we're going to move on into our next
Should I take some more? A lot of people are talking about this stuff. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. What do we got? What do we got in the comments down there?
Yeah. First of all, I saw Paul in here somewhere. I'm trying to find his comment again here. Let me put this up so everyone can see us. I'm not just talking behind the camera.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like me looking over at
Paul,
Dan.
I believe, was the one who originally posted this in the user group and gave us the whole idea,
Thanks
which is
for
great.
watching.
So he says tap on Siri phrase to record your Siri phrase. And then you're able to, from even your locked phone screen, you can do Siri phrase and let it go.
Thanks, Paul.
So yeah, thanks for sharing that. That was awesome. Love seeing that stuff. Let's see, I saw some.
What I really like about those too is you can have a direct link to them. I think, Dan, you can like share a direct link to the ones that you've built. And you can get like an iCloud link. Yep. If anybody taps on that link on their device, it will download and install that shortcut on your device if you want to use it. So they're super portable. You can share them with different people too. I think that's really great.
Yeah, looking at the comments too, I see Stephanie has Shortcuts app. I realized that our lower third was covering that up. Yeah, if you just go to the App Store and search Apple Shortcuts, it's going to be the first one that shows up there. Mm-hmm. It's a free app that you can download and use, so really, really useful. Stephanie was also wondering, and Jimmy, I'll let you talk about this, asking if we're going to social media marketing world.
Yes, we'll be there.
Jimmy and Kate, right?
I will see you there. That's the plan. We will be at Social Media Marketing World. I don't know what our booth number is yet, but we do have a booth. We're going to be hanging out with iOgrapher, who we're going to be talking about here in just a moment. But yeah, we're going to be hanging out there, trying to help everybody. Really, we're trying to figure out how everybody else is working on their social, what they're doing to really up their social media video presence and those different things. And Stephanie, as you mentioned earlier, we will be giving more information about LinkedIn down the road. But for now, we're going to just kind of table the topic, maybe just until next week when we get a few more details and a few more clearances to talk about a couple different things.
Yeah.
So anyhow, but yeah, we'll see you at Social Media Marketing World. That'll be awesome.
So that's our live video strategy. Thanks for all the comments in there, people helping each other out. Very cool thing, something I hadn't ever thought of before.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome stuff. All right, what's up next? I'm excited for this because much like I did the last one live, Jimmy's gonna do something live here.
We're just gonna wing it.
We're just gonna do it. So you know what? I don't want to give it away or anything. Let's just switch it up.
All right, switch it up. Gloves are off.
No more laptop.
Unscripted. No, seriously, what we're going to do this week in script and switch it up is we're going to talk about the iOgrapher multi-case. Now, we did kind of do a brief intro to what you get with the multi-case before in a previous episode. I am using my trusty Manfrotto Pixie right there. There was somebody on YouTube who was a super big fan of me talking about my Manfrotto Pixie tripod, but yeah, we're using that again anyhow. So we're going to talk about the iOgrapher multi-case today, and I'm going to just try to deck it out, put as many things on it as I can. I'm going to try to run out of room. I'm going to use more things than anybody would ever need to attach, and hopefully, we'll see if I run out of space. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do all that live. So
I like how you're answering questions before they even came up. Stephanie asked what kind of tripod is
this?
that?
This is a Manfrotto Pixie, P-I-X-I. So check that out. That's really fun. So what I've got here is my iPhone XR, and I've got a Moment lens case around this. What's great about the Moment lenses is there's a special adapter that's right here, right over top of the camera, and whenever you take the Moment lens, I can see mine's already a little dusty. I'm just gonna wipe it off just because I can, because I see it there. You're gonna take, if you want, you can put your lens right in there. But what's great about the new multi-case is it really accepts just about any device because of the way that it's spring-loaded, and they're 2 independent springs, like a truck with independent suspension. You can fit, you can really help everything move on its own. So I'm gonna take my device in its case, and this thing is not thin. It's kind of a fat case. It's not like an OtterBox, but it's got there's some weight to it there. So I'm gonna put that in the case, and I just pull it down, and now it's locked into position. So now I've got my phone in there. Let me just move it one more time. There it is. Now it's even. And now that I've got that locked into place, I'm going to go ahead and put my lens on my phone. With some of the previous iOgrapher cases, which weren't bad, but if you didn't have a 39 or 37 millimeter thread, if you didn't have the thread, if you didn't have any lenses with that thread on it, you couldn't really use lenses, and it was hard to clip things around. With this, I can attach my Moment lens pretty easily. So now I've got my Moment lens right on there. Fits, and there's plenty of other room.
We need to give a shout out to Dave with iOgrapher too.
Yeah, good work on this thing.
We should get Dave in these comments.
Yeah, where you at, Dave? What's up? Say hey. No, but so I think iOgrapher also sells a clip-on option for lenses, so you can clip that around here, and it's great. You don't have to have that threaded adapter necessarily. You can use some other options that they have. It's really great. So what's cool about this too is there's like these threads all over it. There's a 1/4-20 thread here, 1/4-20 here. Obviously, I've got a 1/4-20. On the bottom that I can attach everything to. I'm going to leave that one on because that's just useful to have right there. So yeah, let's just start attaching some stuff to this. So another thing that's great about this is with iOS devices, you don't have that headphone port anymore on the newer ones, so you have to use this lightning adapter if you want to inject audio separately. So what's great is the port is exposed, and it's easy to plug in anything. There's a lot of room right here for me to put a cable. So I can go ahead and plug that in. So I've got my adapter. It's free to kind of move on its own. And now I can take something like this. I've got the Rode video mic. I don't think this is the Pro. This is the Rode video mic. And so with this, I can attach that to the top here with the cold shoe mount that's sitting on top of this device. And I can tighten that in. And now with the cable, I can just sort of route that over here. And boom. So now I've got my phone, I've got a microphone on top of it, the microphone's out of the way of the lens, I can see everything, I've got a solid grip right here, the cable's out of the way because it's kind of going off to the side. This is awesome. All right, let's see what else we can attach to this thing. Cool, so I've got a light here. This is also by Manfrotto. I don't remember the name of this one. There's not a model number on it, but Manfrotto's got a lot of cool stuff. They got a light here, I can turn that on. And I'm going to turn this off for now to save some battery. But I can shove that into the mount, and this one's kind of thick, so it's solid and it's right there. So now look, I've got a light and I've got a microphone on here. So I've pretty much used up those 2 cold shoe mounts on top for things, but this is more than I would normally use to begin with. So let's see what else I can connect here. Let me turn that off. Let's see what else I can connect. So let's just get stupid with some of this stuff. So I've got this is a flash adapter. Well, all this stuff on top of it isn't a flash adapter, but this is a camera flash adapter. It's like an L bracket, some people call that, but you can do with this is put it underneath your regular camera, and it allows you to put a flash on top, just kind of an extra grip. Well, I don't know, how can I can do something, maybe I can't do with that one. I don't want to, no, forget about that one. Here's what I'm going to do.
Bottom, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, just forget about that one. I'm going to take this light off actually, and I'm going to put another camera on top. That's what I'm going to do. So I've got an iOS device. So I'll just take this, and I've got another sort of adapter, and I can just screw this into the top. It's got into the cold shoe. Let's see.
Jimmy, while you're doing that,
yeah.
Someone in the comments was asking how good that mic is.
This mic?
Yeah.
This mic's great. It's pretty inexpensive, but when it comes to this versus the little plasticky kind of mic that's attached to your DSLR. This one's pretty good. I mean, I've used this for vlog video. If you go to our YouTube, and Dan, you can put the advertisement up there. If you go to our YouTube and you see me holding a camera out in front of me like this, and it's pointed back at me, this microphone's probably on top, so that can kind of give you an idea of what the sound is like from it. It sounds great to me, so I've had no issues with it. So great, so now I've got a second phone on top. Maybe I just want to do a more zoomed in angle. We can do something kind of silly with this guy now. So I've got this arm, this kind of articulating arm, so I can take this now and I'll screw this onto the side of here on this extra mount. Cool, so now I've got this threaded into the side.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the iOgrapher's page in here if you guys want to check them out.
And now what I can do, the graphics kind of blocking it a little bit here, I'll bring it up here. What I can do with this arm is now I can take it and I can add this light back. So maybe I want the light to kind of come in from the side instead of from the top. So now I've got a light that's back. We'll just turn that on, why not? And so, yeah, so now I've got a light that can be over here off to the side. And then I've got, yeah, this is just starting to get insane. So what else can I add to this thing? I mean, I'm running out of room now.
You're done.
No, it never ends. I mean, you know, I could take this, I can screw another thing to the side. I've still got room for another attachment over here.
Another light on the other side like that.
Just put two lights out of here, you know. This is maybe a little overkill, but you definitely have options. I think for some people that are trying to do a video for Instagram, it's still vertical. What you can do is you can take this, instead of mounting it horizontally or in portrait mode like I've got here, you could mount it on a tripod like this if you wanted instead. So yeah, you could just as easily take this tripod and just screw it into the bottom. So that's just another way. Yeah, and it's lined up too. I can see like this is vertically aligned with the other one. So if you really wanted to do a vertical video like this, you could do that. It's fine. Hey, maybe I should balance this
like
actually.
Another weight on that side.
So there you go. So now you can put it like this. So yeah, this is just a little bit of fun trying to really totally abuse this case and do more than is necessary. But by having all these different options and different thread mounts and attaching points on it, it's really great. Some other things you can do, you can get these sort of like clamps that come from Small Rig as a company. These clamps, it's kind of hard to demo it with the graphic. I mean, I can like get this clamp
for you.
I can get this clamp and attach it here, and you can, it's kind of a good way of getting another like mounting point if you need to attach something off of this side. It's super sturdy. I mean, I love these things. I don't know if you included that picture yet that I took earlier. We're using all iOgrapher. We're super fanboys and girls today about iOgrapher. This is before the show. We just put them all on all of our setup. So we have multi cases on everything that we've got today, just for fun. And yeah, I mean, these are great. So if you're thinking about getting them, I would recommend it. They can attach just about anything on them. It's really sturdy. If you're going to be doing something handheld and you need to have a microphone, you can hold this and switch from one device to if you need. Especially if you've got something like, you know, you've got the Manfrotto, this guy on the bottom. This is super. This is great. You can like hold on to this while you're switching with your left hand, and you can have anything you want attached to it. So. And
how's the weight of all of that? Is it still pretty lightweight?
I don't know, this is about a pound. I'd say it's a pound and a half, if that, about a pound and a half. Somebody's gonna do the math and like look up all these different devices and be like, no, that is 20 pounds. No, it's not 20 pounds. I don't know, this isn't terrible. I mean, I guess I wouldn't wanna hold this all day long, but I mean, this is no problem right here. This is way better than, this isn't much more than an Osmo, really. Because the phone's in it, I mean, I'm gonna have to have the weight of the Osmo. I feel like this and the tripod itself are about the weight of an Osmo Mobile 2. So yeah, anyhow, definitely check out iOgrapher. We're good friends. We really like what they do. They really like what we do. If you get an iOgrapher multi-case, right inside you'll get a coupon for 15% off Switcher Studio. So definitely go check these out if you're interested. They are fun. They are a lot of fun.
So yeah, I put their an image to their website if anyone wants to go ahead and check those out. So the multi-case, as Jimmy was mentioning, is really great for your phone devices of any size. They also have these bad boys here, which will fit your iPads and bigger tablets. These are the older models, traditional we have. I don't know if you can see it there, like right here. There's a whole pile of them. So we use them a bunch. Something we were talking about earlier is like the iPhone being made in, or movies being made with iPhones and mobile devices. Well, I think Dave was one of the first people to get it. When we went to the NAB in 2013, that's where it was Nick and I met him just randomly at their booth, and we're like, this is great. And we were kind of coming up with the idea of Switcher, and we've been friends ever since then. So. See, Jimmy's still going.
Can you guys tell that I played with Legos a lot as a kid? Does that,
yeah.
Is that painfully obvious right now? Is that really super annoying? No, so I've got like a Ceramonic on top too. So if you're doing like an XLR input, I mean, this is fitting right on the top just fine. And I've also got the wire off the back so I can plug that in. So that's just another option. That's great. Yeah, I mean, these things are awesome. Otherwise, I'd be like trying to attach this to my tripod with some elastic or a piece of Velcro. So it's good to have like an actual setup that's got multiple attach points on it, because eventually you're gonna be like, how do I plug my sound into this? But all right, now I've made a total mess over here. We're gonna move on to our next topic today.
I did like one comment we had in here from Paul who said we should have a competition to see who can put together the most over-the-top insane, in quotations, why would you ever want to do that rig? We've seen a couple of those. Maybe that's something we'll do in our enthusiast group, which I'd love to talk about a little bit. So that is somewhere where you can get all sorts of awesome information. One of the things we do in that enthusiast group every Wednesday at 4 p.m., so that's today, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a webinar watch party where we'll go over how to do all the basic things. I saw earlier on there were some people asking Switcher-specific questions. That's a great place to get all those answers in that webinar. And you can watch and ask any questions, and Jimmy or myself, someone will be in there ready to help out. So yeah, definitely check out the enthusiast group, which Angela can tell you how to get into, right?
Yeah, so it is on Facebook. There's 3 ways to get in. The first, of course, is going to facebook.com and just searching Switcher Studio Enthusiast. And doing that search is going to take you into the user group where you can join. Another method, if you're watching this live on our Facebook page right now, or if you're watching a replay on our Facebook page, there's a menu that has the option for groups. And if you click on that, it's going to take you to the enthusiast community as well. And the last option, if you already have a Switcher Studio account, log into that account at switcherstudio.com, and there's going to be an option on your dashboard to join the online community. So any of those 3 methods will work. Regardless of which you choose, there's going to be a short survey to fill out. It just lets us know more about how you're using Switcher or how you intend to use Switcher so that we can help you out along the way. And after that, you've got full access to the group. So as Dan mentioned, you've got tips and tricks, you've got access to the webinar, which is every Wednesday at 4 p.m. And you've also got users sharing examples of videos they've created. And that brings us to our last segment of the day, something called #MadeWithSwitcher. And it just helps to really exemplify examples of good videos we've seen throughout the week that were made with Switcher Studio. So anytime you guys share a video you've created with Switcher Studio on social media, be sure to use the hashtag #MadeWithSwitcher. We do go through that hashtag. We look at all the videos. We share those with the rest of the team. And each week we take one example that really stood out to us and show it to you guys as an example of what can be made with Switcher Studio. So this week we want to feature a creator by the name of Euan Smith. So Euan Smith has his own, music page called Euan Smith's Music, which you can find on Facebook. And what's really cool about his productions is he takes you through step-by-step tutorials of creating, your own music on a Mac. And
so if I can interrupt you for a second, we always do show an example here as well. Obviously, there's music involved, but we don't do the audio in this part. So I'm going to put the link in the comments so you can check that out if you want there. And yeah, but we'll still play some here as well. So sorry, back to you, Angela.
So he's got, great examples on there, especially if you're interested in getting started with music creation, digital music. He has a lot of really great tutorials, including some where he shows you how to make popular songs that you will recognize. Here's some footage of, what that tutorial looks like.
He's in Logic.
Yeah, he's in Logic. He's got screen sharing from, 2 Mac displays to show you guys what that looks like. And he's using the iPhone XR on himself as his main camera, and he's got an audio mixer running into his iPad 6th Gen, and that's what he's using as the main control. So, definitely great example by Euan. It's nice to see him, having such a great tutorial. This is something people look for a lot of times online, and they don't really find what they're looking for. And this, instead of rushing it, takes you through that step-by-step where you can follow along with him. He says in the future he is looking to bring in a second member of production, so that way instead of kind of a one-man show, he can focus on the tutorials solely and have someone else controlling that production just to make it even more streamlined.
And yeah, we actually, when I reached out to Euan earlier today, he put together a video to kind of show his setup, which is awesome, and we can go ahead and watch that as well.
Hi to everyone over at the Switcher Studio team. I'm Euan Smith. Thank you very much for featuring me on tonight's stream, or basically afternoon where you are. I thought I'd have a quick peek around what my studio looks like and how I use Switcher, just very, very briefly. Basically, you'll be able to see that if I switch over to my phone, I use Switcher Studio on an iPad, which you can see here quite nicely with all my scenes set up. And into there I use a Lightning and camera connection kit. From one end I have the mixer plugged in, which is here, and into the mixer I have the audio from my computer. So I have it from the audio interface, and you can see the 2 computer screens that I've got here. And then lastly, I've also got power plugged into the iPad, because I love when I stream, sometimes it remembers to charge and sometimes it doesn't, so I always have a backup power supply just in case. So absolutely love it. So basically, as you can see, my setup's quite simple. I am trying to improve it as time goes on, and I'm going to be moving rooms in the house shortly as well. So hopefully that will make life a little bit easier in terms of Wi-Fi connections and such like as well. I also, when I use my videos, I can actually feed in the 2 screens. So I've actually got my main screen here, and then sometimes I feed in the second screen here, and of course I can switch them around as much as I possibly can. So I can put those in as solo, and of course I can put those in mixer on the second screen as well, just like that. So it's really, really versatile, really, really useful, and I absolutely love it. So thank you very much, keep up the good work, and thanks again for featuring me on the stream, and I'll see you all.
Oh, that's my bad. I was setting up a multi-view and I think that was right at the end though, right?
Yeah, it was close to the end. But again, special thanks to Euan for, such a great production. Not only, the ones he's doing all the time to walk people through the step-by-step, but also his thank you video, of course, was #madewithswitcher. So, nice to see him still using it for that as well. But again, guys, anytime you post a video on any social media, be sure to use #madewithswitcher, and that allows us to find your video, and maybe we'll be reaching out to you next.
Yeah, so definitely go follow Euan at Euan Smith Music. Find him on Facebook. You can also go to youtube.com/Euan Smith Music. Speaking of YouTube, if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, you should come see us when we're live on Facebook. And if you're watching on Facebook right now and you've never seen our YouTube, you should definitely go check that out, Switcher Studio on YouTube. It's a great, awesome channel, and we hope to see you there, because if you want to watch the rest of this, or rather the end of this, or repeat this, you're going to have to go there to see it, because this is the end of our show. That's what I'm trying to get at. This is the end. That's everything we do here. Please come back and see us Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on facebook.com/Switcher Studio when we do our live show. But also, please go subscribe to us there and follow us. See if you can get some notifications, so next time we go live, you get notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Later on.
See ya.